Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Taslima Maya Art. It's really lovely to have you here. I'm super excited today to have been invited as a guest artist on the Rock and Pour collab by the lovely Laurie Houston from Laurie Houston Art. And if you missed the artists before me, they were Louise McKay Art, Angelia Bliss Art and Laurie Houston Art. So I'm the last on the lineup. If you missed them, please do go back and check them out. I'm really excited to say I have a very beautiful acrylic pouring and mixed media artwork for you today. I'm hoping that you enjoy it as much as I did creating it. So let's get to it. But before I forget, I am a new Colour Art affiliate, so if you want to purchase any art supplies on the Colour Art website, please do consider using my 20% discount code Taslima523. So my contribution to this collaboration is this exquisite piece of art that I will be creating for you step by step. It's my creative take on the magnificently rugged Appaloosa horse, also known as Appies, with its distinct dappled look, created using a combination of techniques including the fluid art swipe method, hot glue outline, and mixed media embellishment using iridescent glitter and glass pixie beads. Step 1 was to create the hot glue outline and the blue colour shifting sparkle background. So I'll be using the same royalty free outline that I used in video 16, which you can see here. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. But I wanted to try a different colour palette, so I was looking through lots of pictures and came across this beautiful Appaloosa horse with its mottled coat, and I thought it's so unusual and wanted to replicate this. So I started off with a 13-inch diameter Arteza canvas, and here's the glue outline I'm going to create for you. And I did that on a piece of glass and used isopropyl alcohol to get it off the glass. I actually taped my image to the underside of my glass and placed it on the Lazy Susan to make it easier to glue, but you can use a silicone mat if you prefer. You don't have to use a piece of glass. I am using a mini glue gun, almost any glue gun will do, with a mini glue sticks, which I wait to heat up, and then I very slowly just trace over my diagram, as you can see. And I've done another few videos on this technique. This is a Tanya Munt technique and I learned it from her, and she's happy for me to share it with you. So it's really a very nice technique to give it that stained glass look. That's really nice. Do go check out her work and maybe buy a piece. She's Crafts and Sass on Facebook. I'll put the details of her page down in my description box below. Now this technique can take a while to get the hang of. It does take a bit of skill, I'm afraid, but practice makes perfect. Here I am using a craft knife just to cut off any parts of the glue outline that were mistakenly laid or went past where they were meant to go. I'm going to play you some music now so you can sit back and watch me create the beautiful glue outline for the Appaloosa horse.
Spin me around and around, turn me upside down. Spin me around and around, let me feel. Spin me again and again, till I'm upside down. Calling again and again, my name. Hold me, tell me I'm not dreaming. I'm not dreaming. Hold me, tell me I'm not dreaming. I'm not dreaming. Hold me, tell me I'm not dreaming. I'm not dreaming, tell me.
And here, my friends, I'm simply spraying with 99% isopropyl alcohol, which allows the glue outline to simply lift off the glass.
I'm the only one. I've been lost and found. We know. I've been on the ground. We know. I've been hiding out while shouting out. You would open up. Oh, spin me around and around, turn me upside down. Spin me around and around, let me feel. Spin me again and again, till I'm upside down. Calling again and again, my name. Hold me, tell me I'm not dreaming.
here, my friends, I'm simply using a pair of scissors to trim off the excess glue lines around the edge of my canvas.
Tell me I'm not dreaming. I'm not dreaming. Tell me I'm the only one. I've been in the cold. I've been digging gold. I've been crying out. Been lying about everything but now. Oh, spin me around.
The next step for me was to spray this glue outline with some metallic silver spray paint. Now you can use any colour you want of your choice. It doesn't have to be silver, of course, but it depends on what you're creating and how it goes with the colour palette on the canvas.
Turn me upside down, spin me around and around, let me feel, spin me again and again, till I'm upside down, call it again and again, my name, turn me upside down, turn me upside down.
The next step was to paint the background of my pour. These are the brushes that I used along with sponge, and these are the colours which I'll put down in my description box below.
Turn me upside down. Turn me upside down. Oh, I've been lost and found. I've been on the ground. I've been hiding out while shouting out. You had opened up. Oh, spin me around and around. Turn me upside down. Spin me around and around. Let me feel. Spin me again and again. Till I'm upside down. Call it again and again. My name. Hold me, tell me I'm not dreaming. I'm not dreaming. Hold me, tell me I'm not dreaming. I'm not dreaming. Hold me, tell me I'm not dreaming. I'm not dreaming. I'm not dreaming. I'm not dreaming.
And this is how it looks so far. I then decided to add Blue Sparkle by Colour Art. This is a Blinket mica pigment, and I mixed that up with some pouring medium, which was the Vivid Polypore, and then I simply smeared it on top of my painted background. And the reason I did that was because I wanted the beautiful quality of the colour shift in my background. So this is a mica mineral with interference with a gold large particulate, and you can see it here on the black craft plastic. And I'm going to smear this all across the background colour to give it that certain wow that colour art products always bring to projects.
And smear it.
I did add a spritz of water to thin down my pouring medium to a consistency I could just rub on, and I'm simply using my finger to do that, but you can use anything from a paintbrush or whatever you have at hand. And I just quite simply just put a light coating of it all over. And if you want to use my coupon code, it's down in the description box below, and you can go on the Colour Art website to order your products. And this is what the glue outline looked like when I placed it lightly on top. This was before I had sprayed it, so I could see that the background was accurately painted on. The next step was to lay the sprayed or silver coloured glue outline on top of my canvas. And check out how beautiful that already looks, the silver against that blue, without even having done the swipe technique yet. I'm having an awful lot of fun with this because I'd done this before, but this time I was more relaxed doing this technique. So step 2 was preparation time, picking the colour palette, mixing the paints and masking the horse background. The colours I used are in the description box below. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how I'm mixing each of my colours up and how runny they are. They're really, really thin in consistency. And my pouring medium is the vivid enamel that I've showed you. Okay, and this is how runny they are. Very, very small mound. Okay, and I've got all my colours mixed up in very small quantities at that, because I'm not going to need a lot, because if you look at the horse, there's not much of the horse that's visible. Most of it is the mane. I'm just going to show you how I mix this one. So we'll move these up a little bit. And I'm going to put my vivid enamel in here. I've shook this up. I'm just going to literally just put 1 spoon of it into my cup. If you can see that. Maybe 1 or 2 spoons. 2 spoons would probably be better. 2 spoons. And I'm just going to put the lid back on that a minute. And then I'm going to get my burnt umber here. And I'm going to pop just a little tiny blob of that in. About this much. I mean, I don't really need a lot. Pop that away and then mix this up. If I want a darker tone, I can add more of the burnt umber. And then I'm going to show you what that looks like. It's very chocolatey. Give it a good stir. And to thin it down, I just spray a little bit of water in there, a bit at a time, to thin it down without breaking the paint down too much. Or the binder in the paint. A bit more. So they are all the same consistency. And in the same manner, with the same pouring medium, I'm going to be doing my white and my black swipe colours. A bit more, maybe it's still a bit thick. I want it running off my mixing spoon. Yeah, very easily. That's much better. Okay, again, I'll show you the consistency is very thin. Okay, and they're all the same now, I think. Maybe a tiny bit more, actually. We do want it to be able to move. That's perfect. And I've got my white mixed up here. I'm just going to mix my black and we'll be ready to go. So in here again, I've got my pouring medium. I've got some Mars Black here from Royal and Lang Nickel. I'm going to pop that in here. And this is my swipe colour. There we go. And just going to mix that up. All mixed. And I'm just going to add my water. Okay, so that's them ready. I'm just going to finally add some silicone oil into this one and this one. Okay, so what I've got here is the Montmartre silicone oil. I'm going to add that. Just 1 drop in here. There we go. And then 1 drop in the black. Okay. Wipe that off. And pop the lid back on. Put that away. And we're just going to mix that up. That's fine. And then this one. There's not a lot of paint in here, so I didn't really need more than 1 drop, I don't think. So there's that. So it's ready. So these are my colours. That's the white base. And these are my silicone swipe colours. Okay. Welcome back, guys. So you can see what I've done is I've just masked off roughly around the edges to protect the background. And the background is really beautiful. You probably can't catch it here, but I'll take it outdoors at the end and show you. But That interference blue sparkle from Colour Art mica pigment really shows.
Okay, so let's add some paint to it now. So I'm just going to add a little bit of paint around the edges just to seal it in.
But looking at different pictures of the Appaloosa horse, they are as distinct and diverse as a snowflake. The colours that they can be, the speckled look, all differ from one horse to another. For this horse, based on a comment from a viewer, I wanted to choose colours that were similar to the reference photo I've shown you of the Appaloosa horse. Step 3 was the fun bit, doing the controlled swipe and removing the masking. So to start painting, I'm going to start with my base coat and put a very thin layer of this Pebeo titanium white down, just so that it covers the canvas and to ensure that none of the silicone oil hits the canvas. I will speed this part up to save time. And then I start with my light rose from Amsterdam, and I put the lighter colours down to begin with in the areas of the horse that I feel would be in the light. So thinking about where the shading would be, where the darker shadows might be, and where the lighter colours might be, I decide that I'm going to make sure that the muzzle of the horse is darker around the nose and mouth area, and underneath his chin is going to be darker. And I'm putting my custom colour down here now. This is a mixture of the titanium white and the yellow ochre. So I will now lay my colours down one by one, and you can watch me do this whilst I play a bit of music for you. And once all my colours are down, I will cut up kitchen towels into small strips of different sizes, spray that with water and dip them into my swipe colours, my black and my white, or place my swipe colours on the canvas and swipe them. So remember, with the swipe colours, there's a dark and a light, the black and the white, and I simply place them on the horse where I feel that these colours would best create shading and a light source. Now I'd like to take a moment to credit the person who I saw do a horse swipe in this manner before. It was the first person I ever saw do this. Her name is the talented Shelley Mars, and I will put a link to her video down in my description box below. Do please check her out. I've also noticed a number of other artists have since done similar technique on a horse. One of them would be AB Creative, so also she's worth checking out if you don't know her already. I'm sure you do. Links and credits are all in my description box. I do take my Appaloosa horse to the next level, however, as I add additional things to it, such as the mixed media hot glue outline, as well as glitter, as well as the micro beads that you will see later on. So this piece, I think, really tries to go a step further. Let me know what you think of it. And if you watch this video and find it valuable, or attempt this yourself after watching my video, please do let me know in the comment box below. I love hearing from you, and I love knowing that I helped inspire people to try it out as well. I now cut up my kitchen towel into different sizes in strips, and I spray it with water very lightly, and then I will use these to swipe with. And let's listen to some music while you watch me swipe.
Okay.
You don't forget your first love. We were young and wild, we were up all night. You don't forget that summer sun 2009. We were feeling high, and I got drunk for the first time. I thought I was cool. I thought I looked smooth in your eyes and tried to make a move. It was summertime, the time of our lives. You were on my mind, my ride or die. It was summertime, the time of our lives. You were on my mind. we were up all night.
So I thought I'd share some interesting facts about the Appaloosa horse. The Appaloosa is one of the oldest American breeds. It was developed by the indigenous Nez Perce people. These horses are characterized by a distinctive spotted coat, but there's much more to the Appy than just the unique markings. They are a very rugged breed. A healthy Appaloosa can actually live up to 25 to 30 years or more. Appaloosas are from an area in northern Idaho, Washington and Oregon called the Palouse. Originally dubbed a Palouse horse, historical texts have also referred to them as Palusi, Appaloosie, Appaloose and Appaloosie horses. Enthusiasts and lovers of the breed refer to them by their nickname Appies. Prehistoric horses roamed the earth during the Stone Age. In France, spotted horses appeared in cave paintings more than 25,000 years ago. Thought at first to be depictions of fantastical beasts, researchers now believe the paintings represented reality. The mutation for a leopard spotted coat was found in several fossils of ancient horses. A horse may have virtually any base coat colour, such as black, brown, chestnut, bay, palomino, etc. They may also have any combination of facial markings, star, blaze, stripe, etc., or marks on their legs. There are several ways to describe the various coat patterns, but these are not exclusive. Appaloosas are as unique as snowflakes. There are 3 distinct traits that Appaloosas tend to have. The first is mottled skin, which is a speckled or blotchy pattern of pigmented skin usually found in sensitive areas such as on the face, around the muzzle, the eyes. Interestingly, the white area of the eye around the iris is also visible when the horse's eye is in a normal position and not rolled back. The third distinctive trait is that they have vertical stripes on the hooves, which may be caused by injury or appear on non-Appaloose horses, but most Appaloosas will have clearly defined stripes on their hooves. And the final interesting fact is that an Appaloosa's distinct spotted coat is actually produced by a gene called the leopard complex. Let me know in the comments below how many of these facts you already knew. Okay, so it's time now to remove the masking tape, and I'm going to do this very gradually. The paint is still relatively wet, so it hasn't dried, making cleanup simpler if there are any areas where the paint seeped through the mask. I can already see there's some areas where there needs to be a little tidy up, and I will do that using a paintbrush or a cotton bud.
I've been waiting all my life for someone like you, like you. I would watch the days go by, wasted in blue. I was out of use. Now every day, every night, every moment with you, I'm walking on air. And every day, every way, I feel I can't lose. I wanna shout it out, ain't no limit. I wanna shout it out to the world. You got me all worked up,
fourth and final step was to paint the mane and glue the outline to the canvas, as well as embellish the mane with iridescent glitter and glass pixie beads.
I'm crazy for love, crazy for love, crazy for. You know I'm crazy for, crazy for love. I'm crazy for. You know I'm crazy for, crazy for love.
I then used the brush to paint the mane in silver acrylic paint, but I will be embellishing parts of the mane further, as you will see. I use spray adhesive to glue the hot glue outline onto my painting over the top of the paw. Now this is the brand that I use. Once placed and positioned over the horse, I put some weights in the form of books on top of it, greaseproof paper, so that it would actually adhere to my canvas. And this is how amazing it looks with it attached. But there's still some work to do on the mane, so we're just going to get onto that next. I think adding the silver paint to the mane really did help it pop. It looks really, really beautiful right now, and anything else I add to it is just a bonus. Here I'm just trimming the ends off where I've glued down the outline. So next up, I'm going to use these beautiful translucent pixie beads, and you can get these from Amazon and other craft places. In the UK here, I get them from Amazon. You can get them in various different colours. They're very small glass beads, and I wanted to make sure I don't detract from the beautiful pour and the swipe and the cells there by using something that was transparent rather than coloured. But they are iridescent, so when the light shines on them, they really, really look stunning, and you can see various different colours in them with the light refracting off them. So you will see me here adding some white iridescent glitter to some of the segments in the mane, and in other segments I will use some of the glass beads. And the reason I did that is because I didn't really have much of these, and I wanted to have like the glitter in some and the glass beads in others, so you could see a comparison between the two. You can probably see some of the glitter. Obviously in person it's much more visible. I'm trying to catch it here in the camera for you. But obviously when you go to different parts of the room and you're looking at this piece on the wall, you can see this beautiful shimmer, iridescent shimmer in some of those segments of the mane. I'm using just normal PVA craft glue here to add kind of a thick layer of glue to some of the smaller or thinner segments. And what I'm going to do is tip in some of these glass beads. And I talked to Tanya about them, who introduced me to them, and she calls them, oops, I just dropped them all over my painting, as you can see. She calls them roly-poly beads, which is a lovely endearing term for them. But the reason is because they do roll away very fast and they're very difficult to grab hold of. You can use your fingers, or you can use a scoop, or you can use tweezers as well, so it really does depend on how you want to handle them. But yeah, they do kind of run away from you. They come in very different sizes in the pot that they come in, and some of them are bigger than others, so you can choose whether to give them all the same size. I mixed them up, so I had smaller and larger beads mixed together each of the segments. So on my previous horse one, I didn't use any of these glass beads. I simply used iridescent glitter, which I liked, and I thought I'd mix this up and do something new for this one. And oh my god, I am so glad I used them. Just look at this piece. It is just a showstopper. It's a beautiful, stunning piece of work, and it really does shimmer. And I would be sad to sell this one. I think it's stunning, and I will show you at the end a close-up and a full view of this. But here I'm just adding glue to some of the segments, choosing which segments, and just pouring in the glass beads, as you can see. And they do roll away sometimes, so you have to catch them again, put them back in the pot. And I just tap them down into the glue so they settle in properly. And they are glass, so there's not much give with them. So you just need to make sure they're all touching the glue when they're flat and sitting next to each other comfortably. And you can see some of them are bigger than others, which is what helps them catch the light. So folks, here is my beautiful outcome for my Appaloosa horse. Look at the stunning swipe there with the mottled cells around his nose and his face, and look at that wonderful mane. Isn't she or he spectacular? I think it's a he. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I am so happy with this one. I actually think it's better than the last, and I'll do a side-by-side picture for you so you can see the difference between the two. The iridescent and the colour shift in the background is not visible on the camera, but it's really stunning with the colour art products there, and those beads, they really bring the piece together and make it really, you know, make people stare at it and stop what they're doing. It's so lovely. I've had so many comments from friends and family who've seen this piece. I would love to know what you guys think though, so do let me know. And would you like me to do something like this again, maybe with a different animal? Let me know, and I'll try to accommodate. And just so you know, all of my artwork is for sale, so if a piece catches your eye, just get in touch with me, whether that's Facebook Messenger, through my Facebook store or page, my art page, or just emailing me or leaving a comment. I am going to put some of my pieces into an art gallery, but they are always for private sale as well if you would like to have one for yourself. I think the shimmer and shine in this one, and the way the beads catch the light, the iridescent colour shift in the background, the beautiful dark brown tones in that swipe really pulls it together. It's quite an enchanting piece. So if you love horses, you will love this, I hope. I do want to say I appreciate all your support, and if you like this tutorial or you learned anything or enjoyed it, please do share, subscribe, like and comment on my page, on my channel, because it does help support the growth of this channel. I do have the time now, I'm still quite small with 1,200 subscribers, so I'm able to reply or respond to every comment, and I'm very grateful for that. So I love to hear from you. And I'd love to say a big thank you to all my inspirational fellow artists, and in particular Shelley Mars for, you know, where I saw this technique to begin with. Obviously my take on it is with the glue lines added, that makes it different, and the colour shift in the background and all the extra mixed media components as well. But yeah, I would like to say thank you to all the artists who've supported me over the last year. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and you keep inspiring me and others, so thank you for that. And a big massive thank you to Laurie Houston, Angelia Bliss and Louise McKay for having me on this wonderful collab, the Rock and Pour collab, and I really enjoyed making this piece as my contribution. So it's a bye-bye from me and my Appaloosa horse. I hope you enjoyed it and will hopefully see you on the next one.